Hello. We're back again. She's back again. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another couch chat with Court. Today, we're going to talk about Jupiter in Taurus. How can I actually work with Jupiter in Taurus? What is Jupiter in Taurus all about? Well, get excited because Jupiter in Taurus is a great transit that I'm actually so stoked about for so many reasons. And like I said, these are a little bit more podcast style-y. I'm just chilling on the couch, chatting with y'all, and making this like super just casual. So, what do we need to know about Jupiter and Taurus? I'm super excited about this transit because number one, it's moving into my second house, which is all about finances and resources. And your girl could use a break from all the hard fixed energy that has been going on in this area of my life and my chart. I'm just like, Jesus, oh my God, I need a break. That was dramatic, but it's true. So Jupiter is a 12-year cycle. So 12 years ago, literally 12 years ago, Jupiter was in the sign of Taurus, where it will now move back to. I mean, I can think back to 12 years ago, and I know that this was around the time that I was getting ready to graduate school. I was also going to Costa Rica, and let me tell you, had finally some financial breakthroughs because if you know, you know. If you go to college and you're paying for it yourself, you're in some debt, okay? You're not living high. You're not spending a lot of money on. I mean, I still did. I found a way somehow, but like you're not balling. Do people even say that anymore? Balling? You're not raking it in because you are literally investing all this money to go and learn, which is a whole other tangent for another day. Honestly, do not agree with how much school is, but regardless, I was coming to the end of like my 3 years in college, and I remember there was this program that came up and I wanted to take it so bad. And it was basically how my program worked is every year it was split into theory and then practicum. So I did like one semester was in the class learning theory, all the stuff, and then the second semester was like actually going to do like a 4-month placement, so I would work for free, but get all this experience on site. First year I worked in a school, second year I worked in a group home and did more of the like residential care sort of vibe, and then in the third year I had 2. So one of them is the one I really, really wanted, and I applied for it, was to go to Costa Rica and work in a school there with some of the other people in my program, but then also some nurses, and they came as well. It was honestly amazing. And so I applied for that. I got it. It got accepted. And I was like, oh my God, like financially, like how am I going to do this? And I had already I saved up quite a bit of money in the second year because I worked in the group home that I did my second year in. So I still had a job. I was going home on the weekends sometimes. I was still partying a lot. Financially, things were like getting better for me. I was just like working a shit ton leading up to this point. All this is very relevant for Jupiter and Taurus, by the way. Anyway, I went into my third year and I wanted to do this program. And I was like, I really want to do this. I remember I ended up getting a scholarship, which I was like, what? Like this stuff doesn't happen for me, you know? Ended up getting a scholarship, which was so helpful. Like I said, I was still working and it was really cool because I could pick up shifts and I could go home. So like when it got closer to the time of me working, going to Costa Rica, I could just like pick up more shifts, which was great. And it worked out really well. I also had a car at this time. So like my life was just getting better. Okay. I was thriving in the social department as well. I don't know how my grades were doing, but socially I was doing great. So that was one of my practicums. And honestly, going to Costa Rica changed my life. And that was the last time that Jupiter was in Taurus, was like the preparation point for me actually going to Costa Rica. A lot around like the financial stuff for me personally. Now, obviously, Jupiter and Taurus will fall in everyone's chart in a different area. But I wanted to share the story because if you think back 12 years ago, what was expanding in your life? For me, it was connected to my finances and my resources that allowed me to move into the next space that I was in. That is a key. When we're talking about astrology, we're talking about freaking cycles. Like guys who are out here being like, oh, it's actually not a thing. It doesn't exist. Bruh. Everything is a cycle. Okay, so you can look back 12 years ago and see what that looks like or means for you. Now, in terms of Jupiter and Taurus this time around, what does this mean? It can be really helpful for the growth of wealth and resources on a collective level. So that I think is really exciting. It can rule things like Taurus is very practical energy. It's our earth, right? And so it can bring up things associated to earth. It can bring up things associated to our resources, money, food, what we physically have, our values. And so on one hand, Jupiter can really come in and experience a lot of abundance and growth around these things. That's like the good, juicy part of Jupiter. So it can expand our resources. It can bring us more money. It can bring us more food. It could be helpful in terms of like the finances or housing market or things that have to do with like vegan, vegetarian, or just like these food movements, right? Farmers, definitely 100%. Agriculture is very Taurus vibe. So Jupiter can help like expand a bunch of that. Now, there is another side to Jupiter though, where it can go over and above and have a lot of excess, where it's like more, right? There's this energy of like a lot and go overboard. And this is true for us in our own charts as well. Like wherever Jupiter is, there can be an over excess. I have it in my 6th house. She overdoes it sometimes on the work in her daily life to-do list. You know what I'm saying? I have to work on that. Anyway, Jupiter in Taurus can definitely exaggerate prices. It can continue with inflation. There can also be some expansion when it comes to taxes, money that is owed. I would even see this being more so around housing, the housing market, prices skyrocketing there. It could go the opposite way for sure. It's going to be hard to tell, but I do think there could be that like shadow side of the overindulgence of Jupiter and Taurus. So we do have to be mindful in terms of like overdoing it ending wise. Like we want to be smart and sensible when it comes to Jupiter and Taurus. That's what Taurus likes that. Taurus also likes luscious, luxurious things, which is fine. I think some of us are going to be allowed to like dive more into that and we'll have the resources to do it. And we need to remember that it is a practical energy. So saving and spending are both very important. Jupiter in Taurus is going to help us learn a lot more about investing, a lot more about how to work smarter, not harder when it comes to finances and money, which I think a lot of us could benefit from. I know I could. And yeah, again, it just depends where Jupiter is in your chart. And so you want to look and see where is Jupiter in your chart so then you can see what area is expanding for you. This is going to happen on May the 16th, and it's going to stay here until February of 2024. So basically a whole year, essentially. Well, a little less than a year, but it's going to stay there. We will have a retrograde. It's totally fine. Don't need to worry about it. Jupiter retrogrades every single year. But honestly, like if you look back 12 years ago, like what was going on in your life? What was expanding? Because this is a cycle that's coming back around. And I think that that's so powerful to be able to look at it from that lens and say like, 12 years ago, Jupiter was in the sign of Taurus and it's coming back here for a year. That means that this area of my life that I kind of felt previously 12 years ago is getting an opportunity to grow and enhance and advance in some sort of a way. So it's abundance. Taurus is abundance. Jupiter is abundance. It can also be our beliefs around abundance that we're needing to work through. That's a good one to remember. Opportunities to travel and create money, like remote working from different places and creating money, things like this are probably going to come up. But ultimately, I think this is really good and I'm excited for this transit. I personally am, like I said at the beginning, sign me up. Please give me more of this. I'd love to know what you guys are curious about or what you're excited about when it comes to Jupiter and Taurus below in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know what's up. Let me know if you have thoughts, opinions, or anything on this, or what this looks like for you in your chart. If you don't know, of course, you can book a reading with me. All the links are always below. But this could be good. This could be really beautiful. Take the opportunities that you have now to learn about money, investing, being smart with your money, but also not hoarding your money. That's the shadow of Taurus, okay? So investing is key. Also work smarter, not harder. I don't know. I'm just so excited for Jupiter and Taurus. Like we're going to figure out a way to be able to do this. And I think it's just going to be so cool. You can also look in your chart and see what areas are ruled by Jupiter. That's Pisces and Sagittarius. So whatever houses are ruled by Pisces and Sagittarius, those will also be affected with this Jupiter energy. So yeah, look to see where Jupiter's transiting on the outside of your chart, and then see where Pisces and Sag are, because those will also show you what is specific for you. Okay, I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know if you're liking these little couch chats with Court. Do you like them? Do you not? Do you like the car better? I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.